Grand rising, beautiful, melanated, original, whatever you respectfully call yourself, people. It's your girl, Straight No Chaser with the Queen. And I know you see that video right there from last night. Grand Rising. Hold on one second. I found out the officer's name last night. His name is Brandon. Lord, it's not Brandon. His name is Peyton. Um, Grand Rising. His name is Preston Hemphill. Change my thing, and I'm up here cleaning. So let me show you. Hold on. Let me take this off. Grand Rising, everyone. As you can see, I'm freezing up. So I'm in a part of this house that doesn't really have good service, and I'm trying to hurry up out of here. I'm doing a deep clean in this house. But did y'all, I told y'all before, did y'all know that there was another officer involved? Huh? Did y'all know that? His name is Preston Hemphill. Yeah, I'm working. I'm working and talking. Like, hey, we might as well make a day out of this since we're finding out some more stuff. But I haven't did my other video. I did this real quick because I was really gonna do the video about the police chief. When I get off of work, if I have enough time, I'm going to do that video about the police chief. Guess what? The police chief, guess what? She was fired from Atlanta. She was in the police chief who's allowing this. Her name is Shirlene Davis. She's go by C.J. Davis now. She was actually the lieutenant or something in Atlanta. And guess what? This woman has been, I guess I was wrong about the thin blue line not working for black people, because I guess if they see that you're going to break the law for them, the thin blue line works very well. Because this white guy, he was right there. My understanding is that he is the one who pulled Tyre out the car and tased him. Then you can hear him saying, I hope they beat the shit out of him. This is his words. That's his words, y'all. He was saying, he was telling them, I hope that they beat the shit out of him. I don't know if y'all seen the videos going around. I use paper towel. Yes, I was up last night digging up this information, and let me tell you, I was like, why wasn't this white cop arrested with the rest of them? He did the tasing. Thank Grand Rising, Ojo Judah and Woke One and Kathy and Black Love. I was digging because I'm like, wait a minute. Then I seen another TikToker say something about the red dog unit. I'm gonna have y'all go look up some words till I get off. Look up the chief of police that allowed this, who they praise and saying she's a hero, the black lady. I want you to know that she had a Breonna Taylor incident under her belt. She also protected another fellow officer who was married to a white man who had been raping little girls from the ages 11 to 15 from 1989 up into 2006. This same police chief, she was fired in Atlanta, reinstated, I guess, to do their dirty work, and then she went over to Virginia. Went to Virginia. This is how these thin blue line people keep getting away, because they're never held responsible for what they do. And I guess because the thin blue line gave her a chance, even though her and her colleagues let someone get away with being a pedophile rapist, just know, Kathy said she got her notebook. Yes, the lady name was Tyre Carley or Crane. Look up the chief of police. Her name is Shirlene, Davis. That's the police chief. That's the one who arrested these black guys. That's the one who did not arrest the white guy. Want to know why? Because she has her hands in the pockets of the Blue Lives Matter. In her history, she ran the Red Dog Unit in Atlanta. The Red Dog Unit in Atlanta was basically a gang unit that they had to dismantle because they were doing all kinds of stuff to our people. Grand Rising, Nubian DNA. They actually did a Breonna Taylor on a 92-year-old lady. I think her name was Catherine Jackson or Johnson. Catherine Jackson or Johnson. They broke in. They did a no-knock warrant. Went in. She thought somebody was breaking in. She shot the cops. And then they shot her up and killed her. You don't hear about that, but Mrs. CJ, she goes by CJ Davis now, the chief of police, because she has a history. I dug that shit up, and you barely gonna find pictures or anything. She helped her fellow black officer of the Atlanta police officer who was married to a white man who had been raping little girls from the ages of 11 to 15. They went home and burned the pictures and everything. He had pictures and everything. All the evidence they had, Mrs. Davis allowed the other police officer who was the wife of the man who was doing the pedophile mess. They destroyed evidence. Ms. Davis held up the investigation and she was fired. So there's a lot of stuff in her history. You had the Red Dog Unit, who was like the gang affiliated unit that was tearing the communities up. That's black people running. You look up the Red Dog Unit in Atlanta. There's a little videos about them, but it doesn't put her as the lieutenant at the time. But Mrs. Shirlene Davis, the so-called hero that arrested these black men, left out this guy. Hold on. She left him out. You wonder why? You want to know why she left him out? Because she's been protected by the Blue Lives Matter since she allowed the white guy who was a pedophile. He was raping children from the ages 11 to 15. He was married to one of her fellow officers. So they botched the investigation so he wouldn't get off. So this man went into jail, only got 10 years. This was way back in 2007. He's out now. He got 10 years for raping little girls, and you didn't know about it, so he could be your neighbor. And so you think this hero, this chief of police who arrested everyone but this white guy, and you wonder why. I don't know if y'all, you gotta wonder why. You gotta wonder why. Is it because she owes the Thin Blue Line a favor? Or they owe her a favor? They owe her a favor because she was over the investigation that would have got her fellow officer arrested. But you know what they did? They burned the pictures. What happened, and I was going to do this later, and I'll do more. The chief of police who arrested these black guys, who everybody is cheering, who she was going to have she wasn't going to let this go under her watch, was fired her damn self in Atlanta. In Atlanta, she was fired herself. Want to know why? Because she was helping hinder an investigation of a white man who was a pedophile who was married to a black cop. Their last name was Crane, if I'm not mistaken. So if y'all do y'all research, look up. I'm losing service. I had to come past here to the house so I can get it better. You know, when you start telling the truth, all of a sudden the internet don't work no more. Yes, this police chief has a history of protecting criminal activities inside the police force. She was fired back in 2000 and something because she and another fellow officer which was another black officer. I think her name was Crane. Let me see if I can find that picture. Y'all just give me 1 second. I'm gonna get it for you. Let me go find that picture for you. Okay. I'm gonna show y'all something. Let it upload. Let me go out here so I can get a little bit of service. I'm trying to upload this picture. Hold on. Here you go. Here you go. There you go. Hold on. There you go. She was protecting this couple. Shirley Davis. She goes by CJ Davis now. This is the only thing I could really find out there. This is the only thing I could really find. She got arrested. She got fired because that white man you see here, and I want y'all to look up the story. I think that the names are there. This white man you see here was raping children from the year of 1989 up into 2000 or something. And she helped hide it. They went home and burned all the pictures. This fool was so comfortable because he knew the thin blue line was going to protect him because he was married to one of so-called us. That's why I said all skin folk ain't kin folk. All these black people in these blue uniforms ain't for us. He was raping children. He went to get the photos printed at the print shop, and the lady at the print shop looked at the photos and realized that these was underage girls from the age 11, 1 year after 10, up until age 15. This white man right here, who was married to this black police officer, who was under the command of the chief of police, who's now Shirley Davis over here in the Tyre Nichols case. They were all friends. They went home burning pictures and destroying the evidence and stuff so that he would not get arrested for raping children. This black police chief of police name, she goes by CJ Davis. Now, when you Google her or go to YouTube, you don't see none of this information. You don't see none of this information. You only see the information they want you to see with her being and saying she takes law for this and she's the hero for Tyre Nichols. No, she's not. Let me show y'all another picture. Let me show you another picture. When it come up, I'm gonna show you how under her authority there was another Breonna Taylor case that happened way back and you don't know about it. So the chief of police, who everyone's praising for arresting these black officers that left out the white officer, also had a Breonna Taylor case under her belt. They broke into these white officers, kicked in her door, planted drugs on her, shot her up, killed her, and planted drugs, and they were found guilty. Guess who was the lieutenant? I think she was the lieutenant at the time. The same police chief y'all cheering for arresting these black dudes. But somehow she left this one out. Don't it seem like she gotta have it? My thing is she ain't for us. She should be in jail, but when the thin blue line protects their own crime, this is what you get. These rapists, these pedophiles, the wife burned the picture, so that means she probably had something to do with the little kids that were being raped in their house, right? She probably have a lot to do with it. How you burn pictures, and she was allowed to resign before she was arrested with her husband, right here, who they both only did, who he only did 10 years. Shirlene got back it reinstated and went to another police department, like we see they do. And this woman right here, who's the wife who destroyed evidence, is living freely somewhere. I don't know if y'all know that. But this cop right here, someone said Atlanta Journal newspaper has all that. Yes. So the cop right there, he basically tased Tyre Nichols. We've been all running around black cop when he was in there saying, I hope they stomp his ass. That was his words. Let me see if I can put it up for you. Give me one moment. Give me one moment. That was his words. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. That was his words. His words were, he hopes they stomped his ass. He had his hands into it. Who's to say his tasering Tyre Nichols didn't kill him? See right here? I dug it up. So the chief of police, hold on, let me get her up here. So y'all, so we can get a good look at who's hiding the white criminals. This chief of police, she hid this couple during her time. They had a pedophile ring going on, obviously, because they were allowing this man to rape children. And Shirlene, the chief of police, and the Atlanta police right here destroyed evidence and prevented anybody from testifying, and they botched the investigation so he wouldn't go to jail. So instead of him going to jail for rape, like they got our black people locked up for drugs, instead of going to jail for rape of many children throughout the years, he raped children from 19 something, 1990, 89, 90 something, up into 2002 or something. He had him a good old time. And this, the chief of police that y'all are cheering, hold on, help cover it up. Her. She was fired from the Atlanta. I'm gonna leave y'all here. Let me go. I know y'all can hear me. She was fired from Atlanta Police Department. I don't know if y'all looking it up. I might can't hear y'all real quick. I'm doing this ceiling fan. She was fired. Why was she fired? She was fired for helping a pedophile. She don't care. That's what I'm saying. These police are not out here for me, you, and our children. They're not protecting the service. They're protecting their own game. They're protecting their own crimes. Isn't that a shame? Is that a shame? This black woman was shot just like Breonna Taylor under this police chief watch, under her watch. The police broke in this black lady's house. When they broke in, she thought somebody was breaking in, so she shot. She shot the officers. They shot her up out many times and killed her. Then they planted drugs in her house, all under the watch of this woman. The same woman who allowed this man not to be charged with Tyre Nichols' murder. And she allowed this couple to get away with raping little children for over 7+ years. And then someone said, I'm dividing us up. She's a black woman. We are establishing today that just because you're black doesn't mean you're with us. So let's stop that. Just because you're black don't mean you one of us. If you're black and only thing you're doing is helping the police get away with crimes, that's not protecting, that is not serving. We don't need you. We don't want you. You're not part of us. Grand Rising. Yeah, she protect the pale officer. Yep, they had the wrong house. Corey Baker said they had the wrong house, but even though instead of saying they had the wrong house, they planted drugs in the older black lady house. They planted drugs in her house under the watch of this lady. So what I want to ask is, why is he not being charged? Why is he not being charged? Let me get a close. His name is Preston Hemphill. He tasered Tyre Nichols, and nobody knew about it, but this damn she knew about it. And she walked around being a hero while he sat back and said he hoped the other police stomped their ass after he tased Tyre Nichols. There's a whole conspiracy theory. Not a conspiracy. There's a whole conspiracy with the police. I'm just sorry. Y'all have to give me a minute. I know y'all don't see me. I'm going to leave that up here because I have to get out of this bathroom that I have been cleaning. And I want y'all to ask me, where do we go from here as melanated people when the police that even look like us are on their side? Yeah. And also she was the chief. Let me go back and show y'all that's coming in. This chief of police was fired from Atlanta because she was helping. She botched the investigation and she helped these people get away with pedophilia. They had been this lady right here is the wife of that man. She was a police officer under this woman's authority. They both got rid of pictures from children that was children from the age 11 to 15 where this man was raping them. And this woman went home and destroyed all the pictures so they wouldn't have evidence. And this chief, or she wasn't the chief at the time, she was the lieutenant or the sergeant, and she helped botch the investigation. They said they would have got more time, but she hindered anybody looking into this case. Were they having a sex pedophile ring? And then all of a sudden we find out this woman was killed under her watch also because her unit that they called the Red Dogs in Atlanta that had to be dismembered because they were so bad, just like these police officers in this Scorpion unit. This chief of police had another unit. Let me show you. The Scorpion unit that killed Tyre Nichols. Let me show you the other unit she was over. They had to dismantle the Red Dog unit because the Red Dog unit used to be horrible in Atlanta. Horrible. They said she created it just like she created the Scorpion unit that these officers killed Tyre in. Here we go. City of Atlanta, Red Dog. Google it, YouTube it. You'll hear stuff about it, but you won't see a lot of her name in there because now she's going by CJ Davis. She has a lot of corruption, but they broke in this. They claimed the wrong house. She shot back another Breonna Taylor. This happened years ago. And they shot her up, killed this black lady, and planted drugs in her house, and she was okay with it. And they was under her watch. So they had to dismantle these gang-affiliated police, just like they're dismantling her, just like the Scorpion unit that she's over that killed Tyre. She has a history of protecting white people in blue uniforms. Because right now she's protecting this man. Everybody. Why is this man not in jail? Why is he not in jail? Why? See how we cheer too fast? Then I tell y'all we cheer at stuff too fast. We move too fast. We do things wrong. Remember I told you we look at things the wrong way. We move too fast. We move too fast. Y'all ask me if it ain't about color. If it ain't about color, what is it about? See, they want you to think because you see black people protect Blue Lives Matter that they're down with that is not a racial thing. That it's not a racial thing, but it's a police thing. No, it's a racial thing because the white man that she was protecting, because he was the husband of the other black police officer. Let me show you. Because he was the husband of this couple, Charlene Davis, the one y'all cheering, botched the investigation so that white man and would not go to jail. That black police officer right there, she did nothing but hide evidence and break up evidence. So how can there's so much evidence after evidence after evidence that shows the police uses their authority to protect police crimes. If you can't protect little children, what are you good for as a police officer? If you're not protecting little children from getting raped by grown-ass men, and then you're a police officer, you're a sergeant, and you hide the evidence so that y'all can just go home. Was she part of a pedophile ring? Because then they said they were investigating, right? But they allowed this investigation to go on for over 7 years, where he was allowed to continue to rape and rape and rape and rape children between the ages of 11 and 15. And everybody, and she was okay with it. The woman right there, his wife, she burned the pictures so that they wouldn't have evidence in court. So right now, these two are walking probably around in Atlanta. You wonder why people still getting raped and killed? Because when you let a criminal go, they get better at hiding their crimes. Because this man did this for years. He was so comfortable how he got caught. It wasn't the police that prevented this. No, it wasn't the police. It was a young girl that worked for the photo center who he brought the pictures in where he was effing these little girls, and he was taking photos and making pornography, and they hid the evidence. They burned the pictures, and these two out walking the streets while me and you probably have families sitting in jail for so-called selling weed that grown people choose to do. A child can't choose to have sex, even though they say they do. These children don't know what they're doing. But these people are walking free because the same chief of police that allowed him not to be charged with the black officers has did it again. She ain't allowed him to be charged. She allowed the black officers to be charged, just like she didn't allow this white man to be charged. And if you look up this stuff, look it up. Y'all see it, I'm working. My hands is in it's scrubbing walls right now. Are you not scared that your children, y'all live in Atlanta? Where are these people at that had all of these pornography? And then what tripped me out is the police investigation. So they allowed him to F these little kids under investigation for 2 years. 2 years. He had been doing it, mind you, for like 4 or 5 years before that. They gave him another 2 years to do it. This was his wife at the time. She was under the authority of, there you go, your hero, who organized, and from what I'm understanding, she created, or she ran the Red Dog unit, who they had to dismantle because they did another Breonna Taylor, but they were horrible. It wasn't just that. I just want y'all to know that we keep repeating history. And it's embarrassing to see people our color. I was shocked when I found out this story. Because it's one thing to protect and lie, but you couldn't even protect children. And this was a lot of children who were being raped by this officer's husband. It was a lot of children being raped by this officer's husband. But instead of them arresting him, while they out here arresting us and holding us accountable for the law, they did not arrest themselves, and she ended up getting fired. I guess she worked out a deal with the Thin Blue Line because they reinstated her. And then she did like the rest of the white cops do. After she was reinstated, she went to another police department. Her background was scrubbed. She went to another police department. Her background was scrubbed, and you can barely pull it up. And that's why now when you go on the internet and look her up, you're gonna see C.J. Davis, Officer C.J. Davis. How long are we gonna let the police, which is the biggest game, run? Just because what Scorpio, didn't they not just now tell us because of Tyre Nichols, they're disbanding the Scorpion unit? It seemed like whatever unit this black chief of police is over, she allows crime to run rapid. How can we keep being the ones that's supposed to obey the law when the law enforcers are allowing rape to go on? I want y'all to look this story up. I'll get in more detail later, but I want you to look it up, because then it'll go back to why she was fired and why she seems to protect white men. She protected that white man from getting arrested. He's now free. And all of us should be mad, because if you know somebody in jail because of drugs, as they say, and this and that, why is this man walking around and he raped young girls for, I think they said 1999 or 1989, because I just looked it up last night, all the way up to 2006 or 7. I think that's it. How many years was he allowed to put his penis in a little child? And then this one that y'all keep cheering, burnt her and the wife, that black woman right there, this black woman burned the evidence so he wouldn't go to jail. Come on, tell me. Make me understand, how come this was allowed? Oh, is it because of the blue line of power? So I am standing corrected, because I obviously did not know what I was talking about, because the thin blue line works for black people as long as you're protecting the white people that's behind the thin blue line. So obviously I gotta stand corrected. Obviously. So that goes back to the question. The white man named Preston Hemphill, let's get a better picture. Him, see how he's smiling? Why he didn't stop nobody getting beat, because most of these YT people don't care. They love it. He was out there tasing Tyre Nichols and telling him and the other police that he hoped the black police stomp his ass. Those was his words. I hope they stomp his ass. Then I got white people, of course, on my TikTok when I put my TikTok up before I put this out, to let them know I was going to be putting it out. They like, oh, just shut up. It was the black guys that killed them. You see how they always got an excuse when it comes down to being fair and the correct? If you go to my Straight No Chaser with the Queen of TikTok, let's look at the comments. Oh, y'all just, the black guys are the one who killed him, but he tasered him. We've known many stories where tasers have taken people out from being tasered too much. So was it the beating that killed him? Because right now you can't trust nothing, because now the coroner is going to go by what everybody is saying, because of course white cops got to have the image of being good no matter how bad they are. And this this black woman helping it. She's helping them keep up the persona that it was only the black men. And so they want the black man to take the fall so we can stop arguing about how racist the police force is. But voila, here it is. Voila, here it is again. I'm scrubbing walls, y'all, because see, I got to really work for a living. I can't sit. I couldn't take a job. I actually had a job at the Florida Department of Corrections. I couldn't do it. Y'all, they treat our black people so nasty in the prisons. I seen it myself. I stayed at the job, and I probably would have fought one of the officers, so I had to leave. And I can show you my badge and paperwork. It ain't just bad out here, y'all. Y'all don't know how bad it is when they get on the inside. Imagine being you a grown person, and these white officers, when they get behind there, because they say their rights are stripped, see, that's the trick. They want our rights to be stripped so that white people can treat you more like shit. I've seen them talk to old black men who are humble. Get your motherfucking ass over there. Oh, I ain't supposed to curse. This is for educational purposes, because this is what I've seen with my own eyes when I walked into the prison. I've seen them treat, what we see on the outside ain't nothing compared to how they treat them on the inside. And then imagine all the black men who's been to prison, who's innocent, and they got to put up with the humiliation of being told over and over again how to walk, where to do, how not to look, by young white men. I've seen it with my own two eyes. I've seen them talk to old black men. I'd be like, damn. And then they were like, they called me Miss Berry when I was in working. They were like, you gonna come back? I wanted to be that back for them. But y'all, I can do a better fight out here because that wasn't me. I thought we're going into prison and seeing, because as women, as mothers, we do stuff because my son is in prison. And I just know you will lose it. These people in authority should not be in authority. It's a trick to put our people in prison so that they can finish treating them like shit. They want to treat them like they're not human. They do. Because what they told me, they took my son's shoes and gave them to another prisoner and told him, and then they tried to provoke my son to fight, because then the prisoner came and sat next to my son like, oh man, I just copped these new shoes. I told my son, don't say nothing. They trying to push you. They want our people to get in prison and stay in prison so that they can have slavery. It's chattel slavery all over again. They treat them shitty. So now my son walking around with holes in his shoes because the police officers, the correctional officers are the problem in prisons. Because to me, them 5 black guys beating that black man ain't shit. They beat him like crazy in prison. So y'all need to stop getting hyped up because y'all don't see the other side of when they go behind there. There's people in prison with mental health issues and they're being beat. My son said he felt so sorry. He was calling me. He was like, Mom, I'm watching somebody getting beat right next to me. Because his bunk was kind of near the phone. So it don't stop. This is just a glimpse. But what you've seen with the Tyre Nichols, it happens every day, every month in prisons. They get behind there, and then when I call, they say, well, it's a privilege for your son. You don't have rights in prison. Those are privileges. So we ain't got to feed them. Then when everybody went on strike because they want the prisoners to work their own demise instead of hiring, they stopped feeding them when Alabama prisons went on strike. So they stopped feeding them. They would give them cheese and apples because they don't want us to stick together in prison or out of prison. Like somebody said, what's the point of going to prison when just as many crimes happen in prison? Rape, robbery. My son walked away for 1 minute. We sent all this food like I told them in prison. We're taking care of them. The prisons, these private prisons, these white people getting all this money. The police getting all this fame. But families like me and you are working, and we got to pay the phone bill. We got to send them food. We got to pay for their clothes. They're not doing nothing to them, to helping these people in prison. If they're going to be getting out, then what is the whole point of them treating them like shit in prison? We call this the Jason house, Glenn. I'm going to go out here. Hold on. See if I can open this door. This door be stuck. What's the point if they're going to treat them like shit in prison? I don't know if y'all can see the water in the boat ramp here. I'm up here not trying to be funny. I clean. I work for my money. These white people that own these prisons and stuff don't work for shit. They just keep finding ways to give money, and then they let the police do what they want because the police gives them what they want. Prisoners who should not be in prison. They took my son's shoes. We paid for those stuff. But yeah, we can't do nothing. You go all and complain, it makes it worse on the prisoner. They told me, oh, you calling up here ain't gonna make it no better. I joined the prison. I got my background check ring. I got in there. Not the prison my son was in, but I joined the prison. And I couldn't take it. See, I got too much mouth. It would have been me and the prisoners against the guards because they shitty and they nasty out there. They beat them prisoners. They jump them. They allow certain prisoners to jump on certain prisoners and they turn their head. My son done seen so many dead people in prison and he ain't even been in prison but a year. He said one man, they beat him so bad, he said, Mom, they beat him. And he was like, the men were big, but you could tell he had mental problems. And they should have got him help. He shouldn't have been in prison. But yet, they beat him, and he's like, Mom, that he died. They put a prisoner in prison. See, but y'all don't see behind closed doors. White people in certain areas and rich white, they go to nice prison, they go somewhere else. It's not all what you say where they go to prison and they get law books and stuff. No. My son been looking for a book since he been in here. He don't know. It's not like you think. They treat him like shit. I've seen it with my own eyes in other prisons. Behind there, they want us to be arrested. They want us to be in prison so that they can get there and lose your human rights, and now they treat you back like the slave in slavery. Look at this red pepper neck. Just go somewhere, because the white guy is the one who tased him. Y'all are racist. Y'all time is coming. Karma is going to be a B. You're racist, and everybody ain't going to keep taking it. Y'all always trying to find an excuse to make a white man look good when the white men have created the most crimes on this earth. Everybody is waking up. Even the Chinese people say America don't treat their black people fair. We've seen with our own eyes. They put this police officer who helped this chief of police was fired for helping a white man get away with raping children. She was fired from Atlanta because of this case right here. And that black lady right there, that she was an officer. Her and this chief of police burned pictures and botched the investigation so this white man would not go to jail. She ran the Red Dog unit in Atlanta. This black lady was shot and killed in her house, just like Breonna Taylor, sleeping. And this woman was on the force. So stop telling me that we're trying to blame this white man when he was there tasering Tyre Nichols. If I'm not mistaken, they say he pulled them out. You can see all the hand. He was right there. He was telling them, I hope that they stomp his ass. This is his hand in one angle coming up, tasering him. This is him in another angle, tasering him. This is him in other two more angles, tasering him. So what are you talking about? It's like racism is so ignorant. Y'all are so ignorant, but the table's going to turn. That's why y'all have to insert yourselves in our communities so that you can have jobs, because y'all not smart enough to do nothing else but steal and kill. They want to. If me and my friend went out and did something and we was in together, it's guilt by association. We back to the prisons. There's so many black people sitting in prison because they were with their friend, even though they didn't do the crime. And this bastard right here needs to be arrested. But when you got black people with white mentalities on the force, you got dead black older women who were the pillar of their community. You got innocent children walking around. These people out here probably raping more children. Y'all didn't even know they out here in Atlanta, if they still in Atlanta or if they exist. They got 10 years because this officer and this chief of police destroyed the evidence of years and years of this white man raping children. And now we're at it again at her doorstep, where they had to dismantle this unit because they were nothing but a bunch of gangs, even though the whole police force is. But most of these people don't care because this police force was dismantled. And my understanding, and I don't know if she created it, but they were under her watch, and they killed so many people. They harassed so many people. They were so bad they had to dismantle this unit. It was so bad they had to dismantle it. She was there. She helped cover up evidence of child rape that went on for almost 7 years. She and this other police officer, this police officer you see on top, his wife. She was a police officer. He wasn't. He was just out married to a black woman raping children. He was raping children from the ages of 11 to 15. Ain't no telling how many murders it was. And then he only got 10 years. This was way back in 2009. So he's out and we don't know where they're at. they're a danger to society, and you mean to tell me we got black people sitting in jail, guilt by association, didn't kill nobody, didn't pull the trigger? If y'all go back in my pictures, my videos before, when I was trying to help Eric Johnson in Dothan, Alabama, he was 16 years old. He's been in prison for 20 something years since he's been 16 because he went with a grown man to go get a application at a house. The grown man shot and killed the man, but the grown man testified, and the grown man is out, and this young black man has been in jail since he's been 16, and he did not pull a trigger. He didn't do anything. It's called guilt by association, and this white bastard needs to go to jail with the rest of the black ones. But when you got black people with white mentality, white supremacist mentality ruling, you get white men that get off on crimes, you get the black men smeared. This black woman, she's walking around, she was an officer, she probably somewhere herself, living it up, because if she went in her house and she didn't know about the child rape, then how did she know to go to the house and start burning pictures? He was so comfortable that he had the thin blue line in his pocket. He took the photos to a photo center, and the photo center lady saw the pictures of him having sex with the children. He was not even charged with child rape. He was only charged with producing porn. And she, who y'all cheering, Shirlene Davis, she go by CJ Davis now, helped cover it up, and she got fired. Then she got reinstated because she probably did some the deal with the White Lives Matter people, Blue Lives Matter, that she got reinstated and hopped her ass on over there. But when the spirit is real, when you deal with people who got an evil spirit, when you deal with people who got an evil spirit, this is what you get. You can't run. Karma is on y'all necks. Redneck prepper. Karma is there. This shouldn't be a black or white thing. I don't know what color the children was, but I know they were being raped. I know these people were raping them. And that this woman, who's supposed to uphold the law, helped destroy evidence. And now she's helping destroy evidence here, because nobody in the world, none of us knew that it was a white guy that was doing the tasering. And if you don't believe he was doing the tasering, whose arm is this? Whose arm is this? Whose hand is that? Tyre Nichols is on the ground. Tell me you don't see this white man tasering him. This one, Tyre was standing near the car. He coming with the taser. Here's two more angles. Tyre is on the ground. He's tasering him. So how is he not guilty with the black ones? Y'all are so racist till you are insane. You are so racist till it's insanity. Y'all don't want to. It's like the white created more crime than anyone on this earth. Created confusion. How you can? And then on top of it, he's heard on the video. We didn't even know. He's heard on the video. I hope they stomp his ass, and he made sure that Tyre Nichols wasn't able to even fight back because he was tasering him. What are you talking about? Racist? What are you talking about? There's nothing to argue about here. They all should be in jail. But they didn't want the black people to know that a white person was involved, because now we got to keep making the face of crime look black. We got to keep making the face of terror look black. And we got to keep making white look good. That's all this is. The police force needs to be dismantled. If you look up all articles, how much are you going to do? The average person who gets killed by the police is black. The average police that's killing somebody is white. And nobody cares. Nobody cares except for the people who are going to be the most attacked. What else is there to argue about? Y'all white people getting on here being mad because you found out it wasn't just black people, and we don't even know what his position is. Is he a sergeant? Who was he? Why is he being protected? Why did he say, I hope they stomp his ass and nothing was done? Why didn't we know about him when we see him in the film? Why didn't she say anything? She took the chairs and everything. She's living just like the white racists because she helped these couples get away with raping children. And why is she not in prison is what I'm talking about. How come we got black guys doing life in prison because they sold drugs to another grown person who's going to do drugs whether they went to prison or not? But yet these people allow rape of children to go on for years and nothing was done about it. Oh, he's a detective, someone said. So because he's a detective, the thin blue line I told you works for them. These black men, even though they deserve to be in jail, when you do a crime, you deserve to be in jail. You kick and beat somebody, it don't matter what color you are. You deserve to go to prison. The problem is black people are the only ones being sent to prison and white people are getting slaps on the wrist. This white man got 10 years for raping children constantly for years and had photos about it. This black woman was an Atlanta police officer. The same chief that we're talking about was over her as a sergeant, and they destroyed evidence so that this white man would not go to jail. And history is repeating itself because if you do not get rid of the bad apple, you spoil the whole bunch. And all we got in the police department is a bunch of rotten apples. Because everybody that is protecting each other should be under the same laws that us as humans civilians should be under. If I'm sitting with somebody and they commit a crime and I go to jail, then if a police is sitting up here watching other police commit crimes, they all should go to jail. That's right. Someone said, could you even see their faces? That's what I'm saying. You can't really tell the black cops because, of course, we are what night is made of. Melanin. You can't picture really until you look at it. We got to analyze, but them videos wasn't analyzed. I told y'all in my last video that they make up rules. I told y'all in my last video, when it's white cops, we got to look, we got to stare. Even though we can see in broad daylight this happened, but this happened in the midst of the night. You could barely see what police was really doing what. You just see a whole bunch of police officers. And voila, what made him stand out is you're white. Tell me which one of these officers, the black officers, tell me which one is which. The only reason we know that these is white because he's white. He looks different. We know this is a white hand because it's white. Ain't none of the officers light-skinned. I thought it was a light-skinned man at first. We know this because he's white. He's different angles of shooting Tyre with the taser. That's right. That's a party to the crime. That is a party to the crime. But white ignorance just keeps spilling out and spilling out and spilling out. And this is when you know that all skin folk ain't kinfolk. Because she had this unit dismantled, and now the Scorpion unit that killed Tyre is being dismantled. It's time to wake up, honey. It is time to wake up. It ain't no more excuses. If we don't see that white people get privilege, then what else are you looking at? Are we looking at different stuff? Because it looks like a lot of white privilege to me. But I am going to finish cleaning. I finished my bathroom. My knee hurting, so I am not going up the stairs. Hubby is up the stairs. Yep. Yeah, Robert said, yeah, that's right, Kathy. Stay out of black business and go worry about why y'all killing everybody in the world and why the world is tired of y'all. Y'all go worry about that. Go worry about why y'all need black people to make y'all look smart. Go worry about why the police force was created. The police force was created to help y'all get jobs because if it was education and knowledge-wise, we would be the leaders like we were. But y'all had to come up with systems to put yourselves on top and jobs that doesn't really exist. It's not a lot of crime. Y'all are creating crime. So y'all have a beautiful, blessed day. As you can see, I'm going to finish this up. And check out the website, the United Empires of Akebulon. We got some events coming up. We're trying to separate because that's our only way out is to get on our own land, like the Amish and stuff. So Billy and Becky and Karen let them police their damn selves like they did in Europe, and it was so bad. That's why they had to come over here because they had so many prisons, so much crime that they had to put prisoners on boats. They had filled up their whole land with prisons till they had to. Somebody called me. I'm sorry. They had to put their prisoners on boats. The crime was so bad. I mean, they had so many prisons. They had to send prisoners on boats. And they brought that mentality over here. They have no culture. Their culture is rape, killing, murdering, and creating laws that allows them to keep doing it. Every time you turn around, we got to question whether a white man is guilty or if a white woman is guilty. How many pictures of white women calling the police? T said, T minus live said, my heart shatters from Tyre and his family. But honey, we used to it. Your heart should shadow for the black race in general because we keep on having to deal with this. When you have now, just like black people started hating themselves because we were taught by your people to hate ourselves, that's what you see the result of white supremacy because we never behaved this way with each other. History shows it. All the artifacts in museums, all the things that they say in Egypt and Europe and the Indians, everything, if you don't look at the artifacts, look at everything. It was done together. They even lied to us and told us slaves built the pyramid to make their slavery okay. Slaves did not build the pyramid. Intelligence and black love built them things. We are tired of y'all. We want our own space. We'll see you when we see you, but I have enough of white supremacy. So go to the website. If y'all care so much, donate and help us get to our goal of buying our island, and you won't have to worry about us, and we won't have to worry about y'all. We don't discriminate because we need another place where we can be safe because the justice system is not for us or our children. It's no way that this can last another 100 years. America is going down because of the way that America is running America. You cannot let criminals run America. And another note I want y'all to know, they've changed the criteria in California to be a police officer. Now anybody can be a police officer, whether you're an American citizen or not. So now you're going to have cartel and different people in different countries. They open it up so that the Ukrainians, who are white people, yeah, I believe you. If you want to show your heart shadow, go to the United Empires of Akebulon and donate so that we can do what we got to do for us. Because enough is enough with this system. We done had hundreds and hundreds of years. First slavery, now we got to argue if we owe reparations, but we can watch Biden give a whole white country $45 billion and it's off of our backs. When are we going to get something? When are we going to get money to build up the black neighborhoods instead of y'all coming in there doing gentrification and putting yourselves and your twist on it? When can we keep our culture without having to share it with other people who hate us? I know you don't, but I just want you to carry this on. Share this. She said, I don't mean no disrespect. I don't mean no disrespect to you. No, I know you on here. I don't mean no disrespect. But like I said, if you want to help, donate. Get your people together and donate. I had another lady that was saying she don't have no problem with the black community, donate. Because I see a lot of officers, when y'all kill us, they get GoFundMe raised up in the millions and millions. When we die, we got to go wear T-shirts and put together and see how we going to bury our people. You know? It's time that we separate. We want our own spaces. I'm just sorry. Because it's hard to keep walking around and befriending white people and actually, yeah, well, donate to the Empire of Akebulon so we can have our own schools and hospitals and land. Spread that message. Because y'all like to spread and y'all like to come in black faces. So spread that message that we need to donate. It should be no problem that we want our own spaces because obviously racist whites will not allow us to live in peace. Every move we make is a crime, But then we got to analyze if a white person did a crime. Redneck Pepper, get your own land and your money and culture. Y'all took everything from us and it's in history, but y'all got people in power that won't allow y'all to learn anything because y'all really uneducated. Okay? Y'all really uneducated. Y'all don't know history. It's like talking to a dog that look you in the eye. That's what y'all are. Y'all stare just like any people. Oh, I love everything. I like it. No, it's the black people. Even though I'm on the black people land, and even though my people killed and lynched and all that stuff, even though my people keep doing this, it's the black people. It's like talking to a dog. Come on. I have no sympathy because my people are dying. My son is sitting in prison because of one of y'all. I have friends in prison. I got young people that call me all the time. Our prisons are packed. 75 to 80% were black people, when white people commit 75% of the crime in this country. Enough is enough. But y'all have a beautiful, blessed day. Bye, Billy. Bye, Karen. Y'all have a beautiful, blessed day, because the truth is the truth. You want to help. You want to feel sorry. We don't need your words. Put your money in the donation, and we'll get out your way, because y'all already done stole our land. And you read, and now you're building the biggest cop center in the middle of Atlanta. Go build it where Billy or Becky live. Go build it where Redneck Prepper lives. Go build a police station. Why are you building the police station in the middle of Atlanta, Georgia, where it's predominantly black? It's like y'all do stuff and then, what? I don't know what's going on. Come on. Go fight y'all politicians like us. I'm tired of that mess. And I'm tired of the people who look like us with the same complexion, putting on a blue uniform, acting like they included. And then you got people like her. That's a disgrace. This is what you call a disgrace to the black skin. And when we going to see this fat KKK leader arrested? Why he say stomp his ass? Why did you care about stomping him? What did the Tyre do to you? You said, I hope they stomp his ass. What did Tyre do to you? Nothing but be black. Yes, I had to look that up. You hear the Red Dog unit, but they won't put her face with it. But she was there. And then this black woman was murdered, just like Breonna Taylor. And then these people got away with porno and rape because of this so-called chief of police. She was fired and reinstated so she can do their dirty work. The police department needs to be dismantled. When we dismantled the police department, we didn't need it. The world is going to shit because of the way we are being ruled. It wasn't like that. We've been on the earth billions and billions of years. Y'all people only been here for a few thousand years, and all hell has broken loose. Go back to your planet or wherever y'all come from, because wherever y'all brought to this earth is what they say Satan fell out of heaven. That's what our people were talking about, was y'all. When Satan came down from heaven, they calling it the sky. Satan came from the sky and he was pale and he spreaded lies, the spirit of illusion. Y'all live in the spirit of illusion, and y'all had us living in the spirit of illusion. And anytime we wake up, y'all make sure that your grandparents, y'all act like the KKK just went away. Y'all was just fighting us to go to school in 1950 when my mama was born. So what happened to those grandkids? Just like our kids, my grandparents taught me to stay away from certain white people because of the racism and because of our safety. We got to be taught safety measures. Y'all are taught power measures to come into our neighborhoods, and y'all are taught how to attack us and that we're the criminals and we ain't never did nothing to y'all but offer y'all food, which we shouldn't have befriended. But we did. And this is what we get. Lies and confusion. Enough is enough. I don't care about no Becky and no Billy feelings. Give us money just like you give the police who shoot us dead on the ground money if you want to help us. I don't need your words of sympathy. I don't need none of that. Here's the website. Yeah, it keep beeping. I'm letting it thaw out. Queen said it, the refrigerator keep beeping. All this ice, I don't know if you see this ice in here. But sometimes when I spray chemicals, it'll freeze. So I have to leave it open some so that it can melt. Then I can get the wipe. And that's why I was taking my time. so it won't freeze up on me. But y'all have a beautiful melanated day, and I'm gonna get back to cleaning. And like you, if there's a Billy or Becky, show them this. We don't need this. We need y'all participation, just like y'all participate when y'all murder and kill us or destroy us or gentrify our land. Truth. Kathy said she kept thinking it was hers. Yeah, here's the website. You can go there. We ain't trying to fight y'all. We ain't trying to go to war with y'all. We have figured it's time to separate like it was. Everybody gets to separate. When the Chinese people get tired of anybody, even if they are white, they can go back to China or they can go back to Little China. Even Jamaicans, if they get tired, they can go back to Jamaica. They can go back to their spaces. Yeah, and go teach your kids not to sleep with their uncles and daddies and moms, okay? But when the Spanish get tired, they can go back to the Spaniard. Then when everybody gets tired of being in the melting pot, they can disperse. We're stuck in the melting pot with the devil. We already in hell. So hell, that's why I don't care about your religion or nothing. You cannot convince me that there's a hell outside of this. The only hell is that your existence is being erased. That's why you keep writing yourself in history all over. This is hell. We're supposed to come down here as spirits that have a human experience to eat, to touch, because the spirit doesn't need to eat and touch unless it comes in flesh. We came down here to love on each other, to build, to do the things that the spirit sees, and the only way the spirit can build and move is through flesh. And y'all came down here and made it hell on earth. Black Love, they just here to say something. He probably done played with his little sister early this morning. Now he on here. You know how they do. Or his mama. You know how they do. Yeah, this ice, I'm going to show you this big thing of ice I was trying to make. He probably done been playing in his mama right now, and now he over here bothering us. So don't worry about it. We do what we do. I had to get this. He probably done been playing with his sister now. But you know what? That's because they got the time. See, we always have to figure out how we're going to make our next move, how we can make life better with them involved. We always got something to do. They got nothing but time. They got the money. They can go out and be comfortable. We can never be comfortable in America because of them. And the Africa thing, we're not from Africa. Tell Africa to come help us, because I refuse to keep talking about us as a small group who's basically being locked up and everything being done to us. Need to go over to Africa to help them. Y'all, a whole continent, the biggest continent on earth. You got all the Jews, but you let the Chinese and the white man and everybody come in there and do what they want. And we over here in America is expected to send money and help and build over there. We got everything so backwards. Y'all got a whole continent. Y'all are all over there divided, and we talking about we divided over here. They are divided over in Africa. It's a whole continent. Y'all still were paying France billions of dollars a year. Send us some money so that we can come over there. Send for us. Why should we get our money and keep going over there? I mean, it's time to wake up. I be thinking, like, how is a small group of people supposed to say billions of people over in another continent when they're all black? They got black presidents. They got black leaders. They got guns. They can go to war. But they selling themselves out, and we're the only ones over here fighting. We're the only ones fighting. When they don't get racism over in Africa unless they let people in their door. They got more freedom and power than we do. They did this to themselves. And if they talking about they sold us, I don't know. I know my family said we were from this North American continent. There's some black people from the Eurasian continent. There's some black people from the African continent, because these wasn't the names before. But all I know is that we are fools to think that we can go rebuild a whole continent while we over here, Africa, here's some money. Let's put it in the refrigerator. Here's Africa. And here come the white people. Oh, I'll take that. And what we supposed to keep? Here, Africa, here the white people. I'll take that. Here, Africa, here the white. Girl, please. Africa need to pull itself up by their bootstrap and stop playing this game with us. They got guns, they got freedom, they got land. We trying to buy land over here. Y'all got everything. Kick them people out your country. That's right, Captain. We from everywhere. But we over here, we the only black people fighting. All of them is complaining. Africa needs your help. Africa got all the guns and people. Y'all can make the rules. Y'all got black presidents. We ain't got one black president over here. Y'all got everything over there. Y'all got everything that we use over here to make cell phones. Y'all allowing them people to come over there. Your president, your people are being a sellout just like this one. So remember that. It's time we rethink what we're doing because our kids' lives are at stake over here in America. How are we supposed to get to Africa when we barely getting anywhere else? Let Africa come over here. They come over here and tell us that what we should and shouldn't be doing. They come over here and they don't even stick together with us. They get a lot of stuff when they come over here as foreigners and from Africa. They get food stamps and everything. We gotta prove this and prove that. Come on, it's time to wake up. I ain't got no problem with Africa. I love my brothers and sisters, but we gotta start using common sense. That's just like the child trying to take care of the parents. Y'all got everything. The only problem with Africa is their leadership. So Africa needs to stick together, and the black people over here needs to stick together, and the black people over in China need to stick together, and the black people over in Europe need to stick together. It's time out. You got Africans that was over there trying to fight the war in Ukraine. You got Africans that go everywhere else. They only come over to America to get money. They don't come over here to help us. Name an African coalition that comes violence for black people. We gotta survive. If the Africans went home and they ain't had nothing but to grow their own food, they still got more freedom than us. Can somebody block Red Pepper Neck? Because I'm tired of his. I blocked him because I'm tired of his presence in us. Nobody got time for no. They always want to have something to say. Back to the Africans. Black people all over, we need to start taking responsibility and start thinking with our mind. Our separation is needed. Because ain't no Africans coming over here with a plan. Let me go over here, get benefits, build a business, and hire black people. You go over there and you see Africans, they be in their own spot. They do their hair braiding. They treat us just as nasty sometimes. That's right. They treat us just as nasty sometimes. They don't be saying, hey, I'm coming to meet my brothers and sisters. Let's look at reality. We different. You can tell the difference. We all got different features. White people's the one who told us we all look the same. And you can distinctly look at an African because they got more richer melanin. They're richer, darker because they're near the equator. Then you can see a Jamaican. You can see an American. We distinctly look different. We let them play us. And then when we were here in North America, we had different tribes. We were all separate. It's time out. You don't see no Africans coming over here building nothing for us with the benefits they get in the freedom. They come over here with clean credit. We don't know what the Africans or all these foreigners do before they get in America. They could be done F people up in their country. They'll never know. They ain't had no credit or nothing. They gotta do. They could be in other people's country and you will never know what they did. But over here, they come over here with new credit, clean credit, benefits, and everything. It's time we wake up. Are they using that opportunity for us to come together and build together? No, they come and act just like this police chief do. They out here for themselves while we fighting for the freedom that they're enjoying. And when they get tired, they go back home to Africa. They send their money back home. They don't come over here and say, I'll y'all. My service is going out, so I'm going to end this live. But like I said, I'm going to pick up a live again. And like I said, we from everywhere. So all of us from everywhere need to get in this fight, not just Black Americans. So y'all have a beautiful, blessed day.